Welcome to the Rhode Island House of Representatives Committee on Health, Education, and Welfare. My name is Joe McNamara, and I'm chairman of the committee. The next bill we're going to hear is 5016 by myself. This act would eliminate the exclusive requirement that a candidate hold a master's degree in social work for the qualification of the director of the DCYF and allow for other degrees to be used to meet the qualifications.
Social work is a really very important qualification for the director of the Department of Children, Youth, and Families.
I hope the Commissioner of Education is an educator first. I hope the Department of Health is a doctor. I'd hope that the Chief Justice is trained as a lawyer. I don't see any difference here.
So you wouldn't expect a police department maybe to be run by somebody with just an MBA degree with a specialization in security or something like that. You'd expect them to have some experience in police enforcement along the way.
For the past 5 years, this department has run at considerable deficits in the state budget.
During the past 10 years that I have been in Rhode Island, the director of DCYF has not been a master's prepared social worker. So all of the issues that you describe with regard to the budget are not laid at the feet of a social worker.
The last directors, have they all had MSWs?
No, the last two directors have not. I'm not aware of the credentials of the directors before that.
This is administering a multi-million-dollar budget and requires an administrator to have a background in that.
At Rhode Island College, we train social workers to be both clinicians and administrators, leaders, in fact.
My concern is the way the legislation is written with the addition you want to make. A person with a master's in public administration and no child welfare experience. So a person who has administrative skill in the area of transportation, for instance, would be qualified to come in and do this job. That's my concern here, is that the legislation doesn't mandate child welfare experience for the Masters in Public Administration because of the way it's written in at the end.
The proposed legislation, as I read it, does require some knowledge and some experience to a degree in the social work field. Am I correct? It doesn't eliminate it completely.
It requires that they have experience in child welfare, children's mental health, and/or juvenile justice, at least 5 years of increasing responsibility, administering programs for children. The duties include and not limited to, you can read those. So it gives the governor some discretion in hiring. That's what it does.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And that's exactly how I read the legislation.
Yes, but the public administration comes and follows that with the semicolon. So it doesn't appear the way the legislation is written that the person would have to have experience in child welfare.
Well, I would disagree.
And actually, also, if I could ask if the legal counsel wouldn't mind looking at the language, you've said and public administration as opposed to and or, and I think if we wouldn't mind getting an opinion maybe at some point, because it sounds like your intent was and, not and or, and I wonder if we ought to check that language.
No, I think and or, I believe that the governor, when you have a department that has had these consistent overruns, that the governor should have discretion. I believe that you have to have faith at some point in that governor's discretion.
Sure, and so the reason I bring it up is because I think some of the witnesses' concerns, it is at least feasible that you could have somebody that has zero experience above it when you say and or grammatically, but maybe legally that's not the case, and that's why I was curious about that, because I know
right now we may have I know we have a very friendly committee here, very friendly chair who understands kids very close. We have a governor that I think believes in that. What's about the next governor? You change this, it's never going back, and you can have a totally different experience here, where you can be putting people that would not be qualified in there. I really truly believe that. I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe that.